마지막 선물을 잠시 드리시겠습니다. 클래식 공연이 있는데요. 테너 신윤수, 바리톤 김동건, 소프라노 박지은, 그리고 반주의 홍지혜 선생님께서 해주시겠습니다. 큰 박수로 클래식 선물 받아주시기 바랍니다.
그럼 열어놓을게요.
두둥실 두리둥실 배 떠나간다 물 맑은 봄바다에 배 떠나간다 이 배는 닮아주라 강릉 가는 배 어디어디여라 차 너를 줘라 순풍 두둥실 둘이 둥실 되떠나가네 물 맑은 봄바다에 largo è fatto dalla città largo presto catena che la vai già presto ah che bel vivere che bel piacere per un barbiere di qualità ah bravo figliano bravo bravissimo bravo la fortunatissimo per verità bravo la fortunatissimo per verità fortunatissimo per verità pronto a far tutto la rete giorno sempre di torno in giro sta mille compagni per un barbiere vita nobile non lo si fa ragione pettini lancine forbici al mio comando tutto questo ragione pettini lancine forbici al mio comando tutto questo ve la risorsa poi dai mestiere con la donnetta col cavaliere con la donnetta col cavaliere che me vivere che me piacere che me piacere per un barbiere di qualità tutti mi chiedono tutti mi vogliono donne ragazzi vecchie fanciulle con la parrucca presso la barba quel sanguigno presso il biglietto tutti mi chiedono tutti mi vogliono tutti mi chiedono tutti mi vogliono con la parrucca presso la barba presso il biglietto Oimè, che folia, che fola, uno alla volta, per carità, uno alla volta, per carità. Figaro, son qua, ehi, Figaro, son qua, Figaro qua, Figaro là, Figaro qua, Figaro su, Figaro giù, Figaro giù, pronto prontissimo, sono le famiglie, sono il fatato dalla città. Abramo Figaro, bravo bravissimo, Abramo Figaro, bravo bravissimo, a te bretona, a te bretona, a te bretona, non mancherà, la 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 la, a te bretona, a te bretona, a te bretona, non mancherà, solo i facolton della città, solo i facolton della città, della città.
주님
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debt, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, when you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and a sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. When you walk through a storm, keep your chin up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of a lark.
Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown.
Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone.
2017 워싱턴 지역 풀뿌리 컨퍼런스 만찬을 시작하겠습니다.
나는 자랑스러운 태극기야. 자유롭고 함께 하십니다.
바로 이어서 내셔널 앤썸이 있겠습니다. 신윤수 테너님께서 해 주시겠습니다.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright star through the perilous fight all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
내셔널 앤썸 포 사우스 코리아.
동해물과 백두산이 마르고 닳도록 하나님이 보호하사 우리나라 만세 삼천리 화려강산 대한 사람 대한으로 길이 보전하세.
잠깐 기도드리겠습니다. 살아계신 하나님, 역사하시는 하나님, 그 하나님의 은혜를 감사드립니다. 이렇게 2017년도 풀뿌리 컨퍼런스 우리 워싱턴 지역대회를 또 이렇게 워싱턴 지역 한인연합회의 주체로 갖게 해주심을 감사드립니다. 이 모든 시간 속에 하나님께서 함께 해주셔서 많은 배움과 깨달음이 있는 시간이 되어지도록 인도하여 주옵소서. 저희들이 또 조국을 떠나서 또 이곳 먼 곳 미국에서 생활하고 있는데 살면서 저희들의 정체성을 잃어버리지 않도록 도와주시고 또 이런 행사를 통하여 다시 한번 정체성을 확립하면서 자랑스러운 한국인의 긍지를 되살리고 또 저희들의 역할이 무엇인지, 이 미국 땅에서의 역할과 세계 속에서의 저희 민족의 역할이 무엇인지를 이 귀한 행사를 통하여 다시 한번 발견하고 또 깨닫는 복된 시간 되도록 인도하여 주옵소서. 이렇게 귀한 강사님들 세우셔서 또 저희들에게 많은 것을 또 가르쳐 주실 텐데 순서 맡으신 분들에게도 하나님의 지혜를 더하시고 또 준비하신 것 잘 강의할 수 있도록 하나님께서 시간마다 세우신 모든 분들 위해 함께하여 주옵소서. 우리 또 워싱턴 지역 한인 우리 연합회 위에 함께하여 주셔서 우리 김영전 회장님 행사하는 일들마다 계획하신 일들마다 좋은 결과가 있도록 도우시고 우리 지역의 모든 단체들이 또 단체장님들이 함께 뜻을 같이 해서 큰 역사를 일으켜가는 그런 귀한 워싱턴 지역의 우리 한인회가 되도록 축복해 주옵소서. 함께하시 예수님 이름으로 기도드리옵나이다.
오늘 우리는 2017년 풀뿌리 운동 워싱턴 지역대회를 열게 되어 많이 고무되고 강한 자부심을 느낍니다. 시민이 주체가 되어 사회의 변화를 이끌어내는 풀뿌리 운동, 한인의 결집된 목소리를 만들고 정치력 신장을 도모하기 위한 풀뿌리 운동 컨퍼런스, 오늘부터 시작하게 됨을 하나님께 감사와 영광을 올립니다. 여러분, 미국을 움직이는 시민 참여의 힘, 시민의 정치 참여가 바로 세상을 바꾸는 힘입니다. 이민자의 나라 미국에서 우리 한민족의 일상은 조직화된 정치력 신장에 있습니다. 우리 워싱턴지구 한인 동포들은 예전과는 달리 어떻게 하면 한인들의 정치력 신장을 높일 수 있는지, 그리고 그 힘으로 어떻게 한인 사회와 한미 동맹을 위해서 활용할 수 있는지 깨닫고 이해하기 시작했습니다. 사랑하는 워싱턴지구 동포 여러분, 저를 비롯한 많은 한인 단체장님들 그리고 기관의 대표님들께서 보다 더 적극적으로 한인 동포들의 열린 시민의식과 한인사회 발전을 위한 방향을 제시하며 더 나아가 미국 한인 동포들의 대한민국과 미국과의 민간 가교 역할을 할 수 있는 방법 등을 이번 컨퍼런스를 통하여 연구하고 정보를 축적하여 활용안을 터득할 수 있는 시간이 되기를 기원드립니다. 정치 참여, 주류 사회 진출과 지역 행정, 정책 반영 기여도 올리기 등에서 꾸준히 더 적극적으로 홍보 및 선거 참여 캠페인을 벌여야 할 것입니다. 그것의 연장선이 될 이번 워싱턴 DC 풀뿌리 컨퍼런스 지역대회는 더욱 의미가 크며 또 한인연합회 회장으로서의 사명감과 당연한 책무이기에 이번 행사를 준비하게 되었습니다. 여러분, 정치력이 한인 사회 미래입니다. 아무쪼록 여기 모이신 모든 분들께서는 이와 같은 마음으로 더 발전하는 한인 동포사회와 굳건한 한미 동맹을 위하여 최선을 다하여 활용해 주시기를 간곡히 부탁드리며 오늘과 내일 정말 유익하고 절대적 의미가 있는 지역대회가 되시기를 간절히 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
Good evening, Korean American grassroots, our beloved political representatives, and leaders of Korean American community, and ladies and gentlemen. I send my congratulations on successful hosting of this regional grassroots conference and appreciate the hard work and leadership of President Kim Young-chun and other members of the Korean American Association of Washington, D.C. Honorable Barbara Comstock and other political leaders, your presence here is a really big encouragement to the American community. I thank you. And let me quote a verse from a poetry book which was written in the 15th century alongside with the creation of Korean alphabet. The deep-rooted trees are not easily swayed by wind. I think a sound democracy requires deep and strong roots. Individual members of a society's communal spirit and capacity to discuss and work for the common good of a community constitute the roots of democracy. I think this seminar contributes strengthening the roots of democracy more. Taking this opportunity, I would like to bring up 3 pursuits that the grassroots activities of the Korean American community aim for. First, we have to raise the sense of commitment towards community. Let me introduce a line which drew my attention from a recent Washington Post article. If I'm only for myself, who am I? I think community is a source where we drive the meaning of our life and then our happiness. In that sense, we have to more actively engage in the service works for the public welfare in our community. Second, we have to actively participate in voting. By voting, we can have our voices heard. The campaign 80-80 is really significant, and it has some very durable impacts in the Korean American community. The 80-80 means 80% voter registration and 80% voter turnout. I think this campaign should be continued to achieve the goal in the near future. Third, I think we have to support our political leaders, and we have to work more to produce more Korean American political leaders. I thank again to those who work hard to organize this significant event. I think all the participants here will be the paragons of the democratic society. Thank you.
감사합니다. Delightful to be with you on this beautiful, beautiful evening, and to be with my friends, Chairman Sharon Bulova and Susan Lee. I know we are always delighted to be able to join with you here, and you know you have bipartisan friendships here in our relationship. You know, I think that's really the important thing that you're focusing on here today with this conference, is to make sure that the Korean American community is engaged and involved, and that it is bipartisan, and that we can find these issues that we work on together. I know in my experience, both in the State House as well as now in Congress, the issues that unite us and that we're able to work with in the Korean American community it is a great area where we have so much commonality. You know, you see certainly a lot of discord in Washington today, right? And it is challenging, but as you can see by the people who are here this evening and by those who've made the remarks in the program, we do have strong bipartisan commonality here. And it's because the Korean American community has contributed so much to our region here. This is over a century now where we have worked together, and that we're united in freedom and opportunity. We have business leaders here in our region. See Linda Hahn here, who we've worked with on so many occasions. And we have educational leaders. We have philanthropic leaders. We have worked together on important issues like the East Sea, and making sure also on the federal level now, where I'm honored to be a member of the Korea Caucus, where we are always working to be able to, how can we find the ways that we are going to have one Korea, because we know the situation overseas also pains us, because that is something that we share in common, the desire for freedom. And we know many of our friends do not live in freedom because of the situation in North Korea and the danger that's facing. So I thank you for being active and engaged. It is so important that your voices are heard. And believe me, they are recognized. You are leaders. I just can look around and see so many people who are leaders in so many different areas in our community. And we really need your voices engaged and involved as never before. So thank you for the privilege of being able to represent you. For those of you, I know this does say Washington, D.C., but we're happy that you're here in Virginia. I know Sharon is too. We're here in Virginia. And we always love and welcome Susan here. I guess we've got all the women here tonight, but our guys aren't here. But I know they also share in recognizing how important the Korean American community is to our district, to our region. So I look forward to continuing this partnership, this friendship, and all of the things we are able to accomplish to bring more prosperity to our region, to increase all of our educational opportunities and our business opportunities. And please know that my door is always open to continue to work on this important partnership. I represent parts of Fairfax, all of Loudoun County, all the way out to the West Virginia border. But even if you aren't in my district, believe me, we are always going to want you to work with us on all the important values and issues we share. So God bless you all, and thank you for the opportunity to once again visit with all of you here this evening. Thank you.
감사합니다. And it's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. What a wonderful gathering. And let me start out by saying how much I appreciate the Korean American community, especially my Korean American community in Fairfax County. And I'm looking at the program, and according to the program and the census in 2010, there were 45,000 Korean Americans in Fairfax County. And you know that there are more now, so that was in 2010. What does that mean? There are a lot of you, and as a voting bloc, you are very important to us, because it is important that we represent you well, and that we represent your wishes and your desires in how you want to see your government work. And so you have a lot of power, a lot of power. And just to give you an example of some of the things that our Korean American community in Fairfax County has been able to accomplish within the past few years, we now have a Korean Bell Garden in one of our most beautiful regional parks in Fairfax County, Meadowlark Gardens. And it is a beautiful, beautiful bell garden in the park that people will visit from all over the world, and are doing that already. We also have, at the Government Center, where my office is, a Comfort Women Memorial, and that is powerful. It says something about how much we care about our Korean American community in Fairfax County. And lastly, I am looking forward to the day where I can get up on this stage and say that we have established a community center for our Korean American community. We have a group that's working very, very hard to make that happen. William Hwang, Stephen Lee, Harold Pion, all of those wonderful people are working hard to make a Korean American Center happen in Fairfax County. I think it will be a wonderful, wonderful way for us to bring the community together and to make sure that we are protecting and celebrating the culture of our Korean American community. Lastly, let me just say, if you like government and if you like to vote, Virginia is your state because we have an election every year. Every year. And so make sure, whoever you're voting for, that you get out to vote this fall. And actually, we have a primary next week. So our governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and our delegates are all running for office, for election and re-election. Make sure that you get out and vote. Make sure that your vote counts. Thank you so much, and it's a pleasure to be here. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much. I am really delighted to be here, and I congratulate you, particularly your wonderful, wonderful president, Mrs. Young Chong Kim. Can we give her a hand, please? And her fabulous team. I think this is the first time we've had a grassroots conference where we've come together to discuss how we can uplift and empower our community. And let me tell you, it's about time. President Kim, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this in conjunction with KACE and also the community leaders that are here today and all the participants who participated. And I also wanted to recognize a former president of KAW, Linda Hahn. Let's give her a hand too. Thank you, Linda. It's so great to see you. But I think all the public officials that are here today too, because they care about you. They wouldn't be here unless they cared about our community and our issues. Like Congressman Barbara Comstock, let's give her a hand. And our wonderful, wonderful chairman, Sharon Belova. Let's have her. She's always here, right? She's always here. And I just wanted to tell you that I'm here with my wonderful colleague from the Maryland General Assembly, Delegate Mark Chang. Thank you, Mark, for being here. And I am with my partner in crime all the time, Judge Chung Pak, who is the godfather of our community in Maryland. And Mr. Consul General, thank you so much for all that you do for our community. You always show up at our events. You are always there, and he's also in my district too. Isn't that good? Yeah, you chose a great district, so thank you, Mr. Consul General. Thank you. And I'd like to thank all the other, and we have a member from Prince George's County who representing, and you will speak too, right? Okay, great. Thank you. I just wanted to say, it's so important right now with so much uncertainty in Washington. We're not sure if we're going to lose the affordable health care or if it's going to be fixed or made better. We also don't know about some of the perhaps orders that are coming out of our President Trump. We don't know if we're going to be pushing back on some of the things like important things like civil rights and things like our environment, because now we're no longer part of the Paris Climate Accord. And there are other issues like women's reproductive rights, as well as other things that are important to our community. So, saying that, I think it's important that we have a conference like this because we need to empower our community, just like President Kim said. President Kim said that we need to empower our own community, and that is so right. We need to do that because, let me tell you, we've contributed a lot to our country through our lots of taxes, right? Don't we pay a lot of taxes, guys? But we also have a lot of talent, and we also have a lot of resources. And we've made America great, and our community is going to take our country to even higher status because our community is growing by leaps and bounds, and we are America. This is our country. And so we need to get involved. these decades of things that we've gained over the years that working in coalition with other communities like the Latino and African American community, women's community, we don't want to lose what we've gained over the decades. We want to build on what we've gained. So this conference will help us effectively give us the tools to how to advocate and protect our rights. And I commend all the organizers and participants, whether you're a Republican or Democrat. As Congresswoman Comstock said, we are trying to work together for the benefit of our community. And again, I see Harold High on there, he's Republican. I see Judge Fox is a Democrat. And I can tell you one thing, in Maryland, we are not sitting on our hands. We just voted in our General Assembly the right to give our Attorney General the ability to sue the federal government in case they take away things like our health care and they don't protect the environment. So we're working for you. And we in Maryland, Delegate Mark Chang and I, we are gonna work for you. So please, call on us if you need us. We will be there for you. We will be fighting for you, our Korean American community. Thank you so much. 감사합니다.
뭔가 또
One of the most important things.
깜짝 놀랄 걸.
I'd like my wonderful colleague, Delegate Mark Chang, to come up here. Mark and I are part of the new Asian American Legislative Caucus in Maryland, and I am the chair, and Mark is head of outreach. So if you need any issues, if you have any issues, you contact us, okay? On behalf of Mark and I and the Maryland General Assembly, we'd like to present this citation to your wonderful president, Mrs. Young Chong Kim. Can you come up here? She is such an outstanding leader, and a real leader is something that we need, and I'll let Mark read the citation. Go ahead, Mark.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Maryland General Assembly, be hereby known to all, the sincerest congratulations are offered to Young Chun Kim in recognition of your leadership and efforts in empowering the immigrant and other communities in the state of Maryland, and signed by State Senator Susan Lee.
And Mark Chang. And Delegate Mark Chang. And Mark and I would like to make Mrs. Kim an official member of the Maryland General Assembly. We're going to pin this pin on her. So today she is one of us. So give her a hand, please. That's the hard part.
네, 저도 사실 잘 몰라서 재확인을 했는데요. 수잔디 중상원 의원 그리고 마크장 주하원 의원이 김영찬 워싱턴 한인연합 회장에게 명예 메릴랜드 주 의원 증을 전했고요. 그리고 배지도 이렇게 달아뒀습니다. 그래서 앞으로 김영찬 회장님이라고 불러야 될지 김 의원님이라고 불러야 될지 제가 애매한 거 제가 항상 잘 결정하니까 제가 결정해서 알려드리겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다. Thank you. And congratulations, President.
감사합니다. Chap Peterson입니다. Thank you very much for having me. Hello, Ms. Kim, President Kim. It's great to be here speaking to so many friends, so many clients in the audience. Always good to see. Let me talk a little bit about my history. 미안합니다. 조금 한국어를 말합니다. English is easier for me. I got started in 2001 when I ran for Virginia State Delegate, Virginia Hawanoian. And at that time, I was running in a district against a Republican incumbent, and it was a district where 한국 사람 많이 씁니다. There was a lot of Koreans, and a lot of Korean churches. 한국 교회 많이 씁니다. And so I actually campaigned to the Korean churches, and the night before the election, Nate Jarmonin, my mother-in-law, actually had a phone bank of Korean ladies in our basement and made hundreds of phone calls asking people from their church to come out and vote for her son-in-law. And I was very fortunate to win that race by 1,000 votes, and I never lost another race. And so I was a beneficiary of the 한국 사람 community coming together. And I was very fortunate. Ironically, Delegate Keem, Nechingu Mark Keem, came along and was elected. So I was no longer a novelty, although I always tell him, you may be the first Korean American, but I was the first man married to a Korean American to be elected to Virginia legislature. But I'm glad to see so many folks coming together, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Minjudong, what's a Republican? Well, see, I don't need to learn that, but okay. But I see so many people coming together because the Korean American community is so critical to our economy in Northern Virginia, to our political base in Northern Virginia, that you need to be spoken to. You need to have people come to your church, come to your civic organization, come speak to you. You need to be respected. And so, I do it. I try and do it every day. But it's easy because I'm married to a Korean American, so that's a little bit easier. But you need to have people come and talk to you and represent you and do that vigorously. So again, it's great seeing so many friends here, so many great people here, elected people here, and thanks for giving me a moment to speak. Again, I'm sorry, I got to go to I got to start studying Korean because it's fallen off a bit. But 미안합니다. 감사합니다. Thanks very much.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Maryland House of Delegates, we'd like to thank the Korean American Grassroots Conference for organizing this event. Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia, this entire region is rich in the Korean American culture. And because of your help, we have many leadership that are Korean Americans. And some of the examples I'd like to mention is, first of all, I think of a young lady who grew up in a war-torn country in Korea. She grew up on the farmland. She came to the United States of America for a better life. She had 3 young daughters. She worked in carry-out for many years. And because of hard work and because of her vision for a better life in America, she became the first lady of the great state of Maryland. That's Yumi Hogan. Another example I think of is a young man whose parents had a little corner grocery store, and they believed in a better life for their son, and they sent him off to law school. And now he serves in the Maryland General Assembly right outside of Washington, D.C., and that's David Moon, who serves at Potomac Park at Silver Spring. And I give you one more example, and that's the son of a missionary who believed in his faith, who believed in spreading the light of God throughout the entire world. And now he serves as one of your delegates in the Virginia House of Delegates, and Delegate Mark Kim. Those are examples right there of the rich Korean American heritage we have in leadership. I just recently got back from Korea, and I went on behalf of the Overseas Korean Foundation. And during that time, I met with leaders of Korean heritage in 11 different countries, 37 elected officials from Australia, New Zealand, Russia, Chile, Argentina, and we were discussing about the grassroots efforts of getting more Korean heritage involved in politics and engaged in serving in elected positions. And if we look at the grand scope of things, there's over 2 million Korean Americans in America, United States. And of that, there's only a small fraction of Korean Americans serving in elected positions, whether they be the City Council, the Board of Education, or state legislature, and none on the federal level. And we're working on that. But we need partners. We need partners like yourselves to be able to cultivate the leaders and to be able to have them serve in different positions. So whether you're involved in your homeowners association, your improvement association, your rec council, or your local chamber of commerces, these are all grassroots ways to get involved. I've been in grassroots activism for about 3 decades of my life. And some of the lessons I'd like to share with you real quick. First of all, grassroots is about teamwork. It takes a team to be able to accomplish things. There's a proverb that says if you want to go far, you go together, but if you want to go fast, you go alone. And in order to go far in life, you got to work together as a team. You've got to be able to work with different personalities, different skill sets, folks with different types of tools. Second thing about grassroots is about not giving up. It's hard work out there. For the most part, grassroots efforts, you don't get paid to do that. It's about volunteers, it's about serving your community. And a lot of times we're not able to solve problems overnight. But to be actively engaged and to never give up on that. And the last thing I want to share with you about grassroots, grassroots is about leadership, about serving others. Don't get into grassroots efforts to serve your own needs. If you're in it for yourself, if you're not in it to serve others, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. And people that get into being in leadership for the wrong reasons, that's very short-lived. And grassroots is about long-term strategy, about a long-term plan in serving others and serving the community. The last thing I want to share with you is about the paradigm of the Korean American community. For so long, Korean Americans have focused on three things you can either be in life. You can be either a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. Nobody thinks about Korean Americans getting into politics. And I think that paradigm shift is changing. I think that thought process is changing. So I hope that you all would engage in that and be actively involved in everything you do. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here on behalf of County Executive Rashawn Baker at your grassroots dinner this evening. He wished that he could make it, but he couldn't, and he sent me. And I'm happy to tell you that he is a great friend to the Korean American community, not only in Prince George's County, but throughout the state and throughout the region. He is so committed that we are going to be having a major trade mission this year. It's going to take place starting on September the 10th through the 13th, and we will land in Seoul, Korea, and we will also go to Shinhan. And we're looking forward to introducing about 15 of our businesses in Prince George's County to businesses as well as the Korean government to be able to build relationships and to also do business so that we can create more jobs for our residents back home and more wealth for our businesses and to provide really good services to any of the customers that they find in Korea. If you would be interested in going with us on this trip, please just come to talk to me this evening. I've got business cards. We'd love to sign you up. Congressman, we'll be open for you going. The Prince George's County is literally on fire. It's one of the fastest growing counties right now in the United States. We've got 14 federal agencies that do about $100 billion a year. I'm not here to ask you to move your headquarters office, but I do encourage everyone to have a business development office in Prince George's County because of the incredible opportunity. Just this past year, we created over 12,000 new jobs in our economy. And then on top of that, our median household income has risen by over $5,000 to a record $77,000. Mrs. Han and Mr. Han are great residents as well as business leaders in our county. Mrs. Han, we appreciate everything that you are doing. Let's give it up to Mrs. Han, Mr. Han. They went with County Executive Baker on a trade mission to Cuba. We're still trying to talk them into going with us in September, but you are just a lovely friend. Many of you know Matthew Lee. Matthew Lee is helping to lead our trade mission in September. And Nabi Lee as well. She's going to be going on our trip, and she is the chairperson for our Asian American Advisory Council. But it is a pleasure to be here this evening. Again, welcome to Prince George's County. We'd love to have you to visit, to be able to work, play, and to be able to live at any given time. And again, I'm here with plenty of business cards, and we welcome you to Prince George's County on behalf of County Executive Baker. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dong-chan Kim, President of the Korean American Civic Empowerment for Community. CASE has been working for the past 21 years around New York and New Jersey area to empower our community through voter mobilization and grassroots activism. I'd like to thank all of those who are here working hard and fighting for our community. I'm so delighted tonight to share our experiences, and today we shared and we confirmed 80% voter register and 80% voter turnout. It is only the way to respectable Korean American, to make respectable Korean American community in the United States. 오늘 저희들이 많은 이야기도 했고 약속도 했습니다. 그래서 다음 주 화요일 여기 선거가 있죠. 예비 선거에 여기에 계신 분들은 단 한 분도 빠짐없이 꼭 선거에 참여해 주시고, 그것만이 우리 한인 커뮤니티가 미국 사회에서 존경받고 인정받을 수 있는 그런 한인 커뮤니티를 만들 수 있는 것입니다. 그리고 7월 24일, 5일, 6일 바로 워싱턴 DC에서 열리는 2017년 그라스루트 컨퍼런스에 여기에 있는 분들은 단 한 분도 빠짐없이 참석하리라고 큰 기대를 가지고 인사를 마치겠습니다. 고맙습니다.
제가 오늘 이렇게 김영철 회장님이 그라스루트 컨퍼런스를 이렇게 워싱턴 지역을 준비해 주신 감사드리고 거기에 같이 수고하시는 임원분들에도 감사드리고 또 특히 이런 행사를 위해서 뉴욕에서 멀리 내려오신 김동찬 수반장님께 감사드리고 제가 볼 때는 우리 정치에 바바라 컨그레스우먼 바바라 캄스타 세네터 수장이 I'm sorry I didn't 100% your name but from PG County and Maryland State Delegate Mark Jam chairman just left here all those politicians will Korean American will really appreciate your job what you done for our community. 그리고 특히 이러한 그라스루트를 통해서 우리 목소리가 이분들에게 전달이 되어야 됩니다. 그러기 위해서는 여기 오늘 참여하신 분 말고도 특히 우리 꿈나무 젊은 세대들이 이러한 정치와 아까 마크장 의원님도 말씀했지만 의사, 변호사 다 좋습니다. 하지만 이제는 우리가 보다 정치에 참여할 수 있는 그런 때가 된 것 같으니까 여러분 모두 자제분들 많이 계시니까 좀 정치에도 참여하라고 관심 좀 주시고 또 인커레이지도 시켜주셔가지고 우리 코리안 아메리칸도 이제 이 미국에서 이민 역사도 어느 정도 되니까 목소리를 낼 수 있는 또 힘을 보여줄 수 있는 그런 코리안 아메리칸이 되기를 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
The Korean language is put it into ballot in Fairfax County. I was at the Virginia State Board of Election Vice Chair. And that time, Korean community needed to have in Korean we can vote. And so we made it, change it to 10,000 people we have to register. We can vote on in Korean. So that I was passed it. Today, we are finally got it. Actually, little bit 10,000 people less than 10,000 in Korean American in Fairfax County registered. But we made it happen so we can vote on it and all this information in Korean and 4 other languages in Fairfax County for first time. So we needed to have everybody in Korean community based on that figure in 2010. We got a 44,000. My calculation is double. So we needed to have more people participation on this grassroots political process. I appreciate Chairman Kim, and all those people here today. And we have to make it in voice in this country. Whether you're a Republican, I'm a Republican, but I am working with a Democrat and Republican. It doesn't matter what the Chinese premier said. It's a black cat or a white cat, as long as it catches your mouth, it will be all right. So, it doesn't matter Republican or Democrat, that whoever help it, Korean community, I am for it. So, thank you so much for this opportunity to speaking to you. Thank you.
제가 메릴랜드에서 하는 일들은 한국 분들을 민주당으로 더 많이 등록하려고 그러는데 그 이유는 제가 민주당이라보다는 더 중요한 거는 메릴랜드나 몽고머리 카운티는 민주당 예비 선거에서 모든 엘렉션이 끝나기 때문에 예비 선거가 최고 중요하다고 봅니다. 그래서 우리 한국 분들이 예비 선거에 참석을 하셔야지 파워가 생기고 그 파워로서 많은 한국 분들을 높은 위치에 올려놓고 그리고 많은 펀딩을 받아서 많은 한국 분들한테 도움이 될 수 있게 하는 일이 제가 하는 일입니다. 제가 말을 끝내기 전에 우리 메릴랜드에서 주하원 한 명 보았는데
소개해 주십시오. 제가 잘 모르기 때문에 해주시면 더 좋겠습니다.
Pamela Queens, Delegate Pamela Queens, would you come up? 그리고 제가 하는 일들이 그 한국 분들을 위해서 그 다른 소수민족과 손을 잡고 일하고 그리고 노조들이랑도 손을 잡고 그 우리 한국 사람들한테 이익을 얻어낼 수만 있으면 그 사람들을 하는데 우리 한국 사람들이 손해를 안 보면 우리가 그 사람들을 도와주고 또 그 사람들을 도와줌으로써 우리가 도움을 받을 수 있게 그래서 그렇게 일을 해왔는데 그 일로 많은 이제 한국 분들이 그 몽고머리 카운티 경우에는 도움을 받고 있고 this year we got state funding for the Korean Community Service Center for $100,000 on the bond bill from the District 14. Although Senator Will Smith is not here, he has been a good friend to us because we have been very good friend to him as well. So without further ado, let me introduce you a delegate from District 14. Her senator is also a very good friend of mine, and she, Delegate Queen and the Senator Zucker has placed Korean American in her scholarship committee, which gives out about $40,000 to students in her district. So she could make sure that the Korean students get their share of their scholarships through her. And I'm very grateful for her reaching out to our community. Delegate Pamela Queen.
Thank you.
Thank you. I certainly like the opportunity to come to these sort of grassroots kind of events where we see the social action in place. It makes me understand that we all too sing America. We all are a part of this great fabric that makes our country so great. And so I'm so happy to have this opportunity to just bring you greetings and to tell you how grateful I am to be a part of learning your culture and being a part of this great place we live. A lot of folks ask me, why was I involved in political action? What was sort of the thing that made me sort of want to do this sort of thing and be politically active? And I tell them it's probably part of my upbringing. I was raised in the Baptist church by a pastor that went to Morehouse College. Now, I don't know if you know about Morehouse College from the African American community, but that's the same college that Martin Luther King went to. And so we know how active he was in social action. And what was very interesting was that they had a president of the college, Benjamin Mays, that pretty much made it certain that not only did they understand the core values that we need to have in politics and in our society, but also the idea of social action. And there's one quote from Benjamin Mays that makes me do the things that I do, which says that every man and woman is born into the world to do something unique and something distinctive. And if he or she doesn't do it, it'll never be done. And so that's what's my emphasis. That is why I feel that I have to be a part of the voice in Annapolis, part of the voice in our state government. And that's what I would encourage you to do. No matter how big or small your efforts may be, we need to hear your voice. We need to see the world through your lenses. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do, and know that you always have a friend in me, and let's continue to work together. So thank you for your time.
자, 이것으로서 2017 풀뿌리 컨퍼런스 워싱턴 지역대회 저녁 만찬 순서를 모두 마치겠습니다. 여러분들 되게 편안히 돌아가십시오. 감사합니다. Thank you.